Is this recording?
Not yet. Don't go back too far, because then I'll be a giant.
We opened our own psychology practice, Little Window, in 2014. It's now been 8.5 years, seeing our own clients here and learning, often the hard way, what it is to run a successful practice. We went from the two of us to a team of 24. It's been enriching and also an unravelling and reweaving of ourselves as people, therapists, and business owners. One of the biggest things we've learned is how to step into ourselves when we need to take off our therapy hat and put on our business hat, and place our practice's sustainability and wellness at the core of all decision making. We hope to share some of these learnings with you in this video.
It was like the home away from home to explore who we are, like a creative venture where we birthed a process. It was a platform for us to go to, play out our experiences, practice how to be assertive, practice all the skills that we didn't learn growing up. And that sort of played out unconsciously with how we made policies, how we talked through different processes, and also how we managed the team in the beginning.
We would sit in the rooms for so long and just make sure that in every spot that you sat in the room, it felt really containing and safe for us. And I think we wanted to be very held, but we didn't even know it at the time. We were going through so many other things during that time. We were in our late 20s. We had just gotten married. We had no idea. And, you know, we were just starting to touch on our own traumas as well, I think, at that time. So it was almost like we were being guided to create a safe place for us to be able to do that.
So true. Yeah. So I think we were drawn to spending so much time there and with each other. Like innately, we needed to do that healing work for ourselves.
It was like a therapy place for ourselves.
Yeah. An extension of ourselves.
Yeah. There was one night we had where we were like standing in the waiting room and we were talking about this and realising that we had done this unconsciously. And then we had this funny moment. It was like we were on acid or something, and we were like, we're standing inside
our unconscious minds.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, producing an art piece and then later looking at it and going, whoa, there was so much unconscious meaning in this piece that we created. So that's what Little Window was for us when we opened it, and what we found out years later.
I could feel it in my bones. There was something going on, that shit of doubt hanging around. God, oh.
Good morning. I'm on my way to Little Window. We have an interview and a meeting this morning, and then I'm really excited for team supervision. So we do that every 6 weeks, and we've got one of our psychologists, Cheryl, who's presenting on... What is she presenting on? She's presenting on body-based work and therapy. She's a yoga, trauma-informed therapist. She does a lot of somatic therapy work. So we're going to be doing some practical, on-hands learning about that, and of course ending with our movie club trivia. We also always mung on spring rolls and rice paper rolls, and it's delicious. We're learning about polyvagal theory and the role of the vagus nerves in regulating our fight, flight, and freeze responses. Here we are practicing an upregulating activity to shake off the freeze response. home now after a full day at Little Window. It was like a hive of activity there. Sometimes when I'm at team events and there's a lot happening, I can tend to flip my lid a little bit and sort of not be very regulated or grounded. I get overexcited, with everyone there and, get distracted, and there's a lot going on. So it helps me to have, little rituals like getting changed, something really simple like that, just to help me reshift my focus and go back into like checking emails and just being in a quiet space at home. The team supervision was so nice this afternoon. We celebrated 3 of our therapists who have been at Little Window for 1 year now, which was lovely. And the supervision itself was very relaxing. We did a lot of vagal activities that helped to make us feel more relaxed and grounded. And, one of them was like an ear massage, which helps to stimulate the vagus nerve. And I fully felt like it was a full body massage after it finished. I'm gonna get dinner ready and get into the evening routine.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try.
I'm Eb, and this is Amber. Hi, I'm Amber. And Amber and I worked at Little Window for 3.5 years. We started back in 2018, and then we both graduated uni last year. So this is just a little bit about our time working at Little Window.
One of the main attractions to Little Window as a private practice was that they were so clear in their values, and staff were hired on similar values, and then clients were supported all the way through with those values.
Yeah.
So I think that was really important to me.
I think the first thing that appealed to me about Little Window was definitely the more like holistic approach, which definitely gets like, I don't know, a lot of promotion in the world these days, but actually finding someone that practices what they preach is really hard to find. What we found at Little Window was that employees are humans too, and there was no hierarchy or anything like that. It made us feel like we were really valued. And exactly what Amber said, like, the values are so incredibly important to a business, but when you actually see them being like portrayed in real life, it's so amazing. In our time there, I think we grew our values a little bit more, and then we created the culture book, which had all of our amazing values in there, which is now in like the weight room for clients to see. And so it's a really transparent kind of environment where, you know, clients are aware of what our values are as staff and as a business.
Every employee was able to bring a little part of themselves into the workspace.
Yeah.
So everyone was individual to themselves, and it wasn't like a cookie cutter. You had to fit into a specific personality or type to be able to work at Little Window. Everyone was their individual self, and that was really important.
Everyone kind of had their different niches. Like Amber was really good with numbers, which was something I couldn't do at all, and so like she used to do our pays, which was like amazing. And then I used to just help Tan like rearrange the rooms and be impulsive and buy new furniture. So we all had like our different little quirks. For a business to really thrive, you have to have the right team culture. And if you were looking to maybe make your own practice, it would be important to have really good solid mentors around you.
Lastly, something that Little Window did well as a private practice was helping staff put in those boundaries and look after themselves. I know for myself as a new practitioner now, some businesses might just want to pump clients out one after the other, but Little Window were very careful in like making sure that practitioners had space in between clients to be able to reflect on the session, write notes, have a cup of tea and look after themselves and reset for the next client, so they were fully present every time. I think that's what they do different to most practices. Love you.
Sarah and I are about to have 3 interviews for a therapist position. We're hoping to fill 2 spots. I'm in the lighthouse room at the moment. Then I've got 1 client this afternoon. This is actually my favourite therapy room. I don't know why I like it. I like the window, the lighthouse window, which is why it's called the lighthouse. This is the room that's at the front of the building, right near the reception desk and waiting room. Between sessions, I like having my door open and just hearing what's happening out there. I really like hearing how the client support team interact with all our clients. It's just lovely to, I guess, be in the flow of that near the front of the building at times. And it's also just a lovely room. The couch, I think all the therapists say the couch is the most comfy couch of all of the rooms in the building. But the energy of this room is really lovely as well. This was the hardest room to set up actually. This was the one that we set up last, I think, this and the forest room. It was really difficult to configure. We didn't know where to put the couches. It didn't feel containing enough. It just felt too big and too open. So it took a lot of work to get this room right when we first set up.
You do really match the room today. Yes.
Hello, I'm Nicole. I've been a therapist here at Little Window for about 3 years now. And what I have found working here is that it just feels really seamless and effortless because this place is just so aligned with my own values. And it just really appreciates client-therapist relationships. It appreciates that the surroundings and having a feeling of comfort and safety is part of the therapeutic experience, and I think as well there's a real allowance of all of us to just be ourselves and to be humans and to learn from our mistakes, and yeah, it's just been a really nurturing, beautiful experience to work here.
1, 2, 3, 4. No sleep, my veins run dry, I'm empty. blinded by this concrete.
So we wanted to share some quick tips for how to start your psychology practice. Before you start, invest in a really good bookkeeper and a really good accountant. It makes sense to get all your paperwork sorted and understand your finances before you get started.
When you're ready to bring on administration staff, make sure that you're hiring people who are a really good fit for that type of role. They are holding the business for you. They're the face of the business. They're the first point of contact for your clients. They need to have really excellent interpersonal skills and know what your vision is for the business.
Understand your values very clearly and communicate this effectively to your team from the very beginning. Tanya and I work in a similar way, so we understand what our values are, but we didn't communicate that clearly to the team. People need to learn not just through role modeling, but also through what you've spoken to them about and also in written format. It's important that you know who you are and how you want the values to play out in your business.
With recruitment, you're looking for people who you want to spend time with and who you like spending time with and who feel like sunshine to you. It's important, of course, that they can do the job competently as well. However, that means nothing if their values don't align, if you don't really like being around them. It will make a huge difference to the culture on your team, the atmosphere in the workplace, and how the tone is set each day with regards to the personalities that are in the space.
It's important as directors or the owners of the business to continue to stay plugged into the business, and that means that you'd be checking in on each team member quite regularly, so maybe once a quarter or something like that. And then with team members that you work with on a closer basis, so if we're working closely with administration, then it's important that you meet with them more regularly, just so that you can check on the culture, how they feel about their role, how they feel about being in the space, and you're also checking out the team dynamics as well, because we always aim for a very harmonious team, and that means that we need to sort of stay plugged in so that we can ensure that that can happen.
For a really positive and fun team culture, it can be helpful to have quite regular social events that help break the ice, and that helps with team bonding and the overall fun, cohesive, positive vibes in the space.
Yeah. At Little Window, we have different types of ways that we can bring our team together, and one way is in team supervision, where it's about the work that we do, but we also like to mix it up with team events such as Halloween parties or
craft activities.
Yeah, so it's good to mix things up a little bit. We can learn from each other and build each other up and empower our team, but we can also relate to them
Personally.
Personally and on a lighter level too.
This is my interview. He is super smiley today.